we are live.
We
Hello and welcome. I am Ronki, your GM, and joining me today in order of their character avatars, we have Rigel Kent,
Hello.
Gigaman, FX Engineer, and Mel. Nosh, our captain, is absent for this session and some subsequent sessions. I'm not sure exactly when he's due back.
He talked back to that admiral.
Yeah. Today we dive into a Star Trek campaign set in the original series era. We are using the very awesome GURPS system by Steve Jackson Games, and our VTT of choice is Fantasy Grounds. You can find this and past sessions on YouTube and as audio-only podcasts. The links are in the video description. If you enjoy our content, please like this video and subscribe to our Twitch and YouTube channels. Does anyone have some character business?
I did actually. Yes, I mentioned it at the end of last session, but Lorian is going to end up spending a total of 3 points. He's picking up the SOP, Standard Operating Procedure perk, where it's on alert. So he always has the Type 1 phaser and the knife under his jacket. And picked up Klingonese at Broken.
Should be fine. What about Dallas?
Negative.
Psylocke.
Focus totality of his telepathic powers.
If you're talking, you're still muted.
He's busy focusing his telepathic powers.
We really need to sort out FX's audio issue.
One of these days.
Okay, no character business for Psylocke, so that leaves Dr. Jones.
Nothing for Dr. Jones this week.
No time for love, Dr. Jones.
All right, well, then we are ready to begin. And...
All right, can you guys hear me now?
Well, we heard somebody.
Okay, we are ready to begin. On the whistle, Commander, you may proceed with your log.
First Officer's Log, Stardate 5332.4. The Lexington has received orders from Admiral Stoker to proceed to the fifth planet of the 51 Pegasi system, following up on data recovered from Pegasi V. Upon arrival, we located a massive structure in the southern hemisphere, built into an existing mountain. No visible entrance could be detected from orbit, and our science officer has identified an unusual energy source deep underground, though the mountain's geology is interfering with our sensors. A direct survey is necessary. With Captain Ramius temporarily away attending high-level diplomatic negotiations at Starbase 12, I am leading the away team to investigate. Our objective is to locate an entrance, explore the structure, and determine the nature of the energy source within. If possible, we hope to uncover more about the people who built this installation and their purpose.
Thank you, Captain. All right, we begin with you guys on the planet. And
well, here we are.
You will have two ensigns with you. Ensign Frank Haverty and Ensign Pemi, I can't see the whole name there, Cheveo Ran, an Andorian.
You should come up with names that are easier to say.
Yeah, unfortunately. These were not my ones.
Whose department are those guys in?
They are security.
Security specialists. Hey, push those names to chat for me. Not that they're going to survive. I mean, really.
I don't recall the Andorian naming convention.
There are 4. Because the Andorians have 4 genders.
I don't know what the sh is.
It's female. Means I want. Which one is it? Now I got to remind myself. Yeah, because I know it's TH apostrophe is 1 because that was Shran in Enterprise. Think it is CH is also male, and then SH apostrophe and ZH, I think. I'd have to double check.
All right, so your Andorian is female then?
Shin, that's what it is. Yeah, so 2 of the sexes, Than and Chan, are approximately masculine, and the other 2, Zen and Shin, are approximately female.
Cool.
All right. So,
All right, so I will assume that you guys on your away mission will have your standard kit. So whatever that is, we can assume that you have it.
that means as acting captain, I have a data pad because I have freaking paperwork to do.
Well,
Fun.
Yeah.
Who's your
Hey,
number one?
You're captain. You can make somebody else hold it.
Since you're acting captain, who's your acting number one?
I don't know who's the 3IC.
Psylocke, isn't it? Isn't
Is it
engineering
Psylocke?
typically 3IC?
Well, in 2 of the shows, that has been the case.
Yeah, I guess he could be, but he's always in engineering. So I don't know if he'll have time to be up on the bridge. Well, I guess we're not on the bridge right now, but
Yeah, because the 2 that I'm thinking of, both TOS and Enterprise, have the chief engineer as the acting 3IC.
well, I guess it'd be just by rank. So
Yep, it'll be fine.
All right, so I'll assume Psylocke is your number one. FX,
make it
you
so
are
number one.
open mic. Yep.
And it sounds like he's dealing with serious kid aggro. Someone's sick. Hope not.
Yeah, that's all the kids in engineering.
Well, he is a Vulcan.
All right, so you've spent the entire day picking through ruins and searching the base of the mountain for an entrance to the ancient complex. Somewhere under this mountain is an unidentified energy source. Finally, just as you are about to beam back to the ship, an ensign calls out. They've discovered an entrance. The entrance to the ruin beckons, a dark hole burrowing deep into the side of the mountain for as far as you can see. As you approach, the interior suddenly illuminates with a dim blue glow. Blue lights flicker down the walls, tracing glyphs and runes like those you saw on Bacchus IV. You can now see that the tunnel extends at least 50 meters into the mountain before it appears to slope downward. Glancing down at your tricorders, you notice that they have stopped working. Can I get vision-based perception rolls from everyone at this point, please?
Oh, why not? We're going to have another one of these nights. Going to have all really good rolls to start with, and then they'll crap out toward the end.
I only got by 3. That's not that great.
Success by 3.
Uh-huh.
Success by 11.
Holy crap, 4.
Wow. Am I missing a map?
Be right back.
Damn it. All right, so this is the corridor. However, 1 second while I add a map. It seems to be missing. Actually, it's not in the list. All right, so what are you guys doing?
Going down the corridor?
You said our tricorder stopped working.
Correct.
So
Can we do any sort of knowledge rolls on what we're seeing?
What sort of stuff are you trying to identify?
Well, do I have a clue why my tricorders aren't working based on the readings I was getting?
What does not working mean in this case? Is the power gone? And if that's the case, is the power of any other devices gone?
The power does seem to be gone.
So does that extend to other devices?
It does. Your communicator is offline. As it appears, your phasers are also offline.
Of course they are.
Actually, I'm going to step back outside this entrance and see if it comes back on.
If you step out, yes, it does come back on.
Some kind of dampening field.
Fascinating. Then we need to report this to Lexington before we proceed deeper, so they don't freak out if we suddenly drop off the network entirely. That will make
right. So you reporting?
Figuring stuff out. Yeah. Whoever, I don't actually know who the deck officer would be, since we basically took the 2IC acting captain, the 3 IC chief engineer, and probably the 4 IC science officer, down with it, down to the ground.
Actually, with a little help potentially from our chief engineer, perhaps we can have a coil of, I don't know, a few hundred meters of copper wire beamed down. We could rig up a Morse code that would reach outside the field.
You could certainly do that.
Very good. Make it happen.
So before long, a length of wire is beamed down, and you have set up a simple Morse code system.
So we'll hook that up to a communicator so we can check in.
Also going to need to make some rudimentary torches or something, since apparently flashlights are right out.
Well, it appears to be lit, at least for the time being, but yeah.
We can't trust it to remain lit. We might get attacked by random cave monsters.
Well, it'd make it really hard for the film crew. I mean, never mind that.
Uh-oh. I see tack. That implies a map. Oh no.
It's not a map.
It's sort of a map.
Okay, so with your perception rolls, we're missing... No, we're not. Wow, everyone succeeded by lots. So after setting up your Morse code repeater and proceeding to head into the tunnel, you will all notice that the sand seems to be shifting.
Worm sign! Shifting how?
Like movement underneath. I guess
Oh,
those
crap, it is worm sign.
those of you that succeeded, you can make IQ rolls to identify what's exactly going on.
By 2. Wow, you're all over the place, FX.
I have no clue.
You
I know
rolled
something's
a
moving.
4 and then a 17. Your dice are schizophrenic tonight.
No, Lieutenant Commander, that is not a fish.
All right, so everyone with the exception of Psylocke, you'll be able to identify that there is definitely some sort of creature, burrowing creature under the sand, and they are making a sort of beeline for you guys.
Ah, crap.
Dallas shudders at a false memory.
We are not using a tactical map for this. We'll be using range bands if it just so happens that,
Well, that means
combat
we're about
starts.
to be attacked.
So it is a map. I was just about to roll the same thing. Right, I have successfully managed to rein in my curiosity, probably because I am reminded, oh yeah, I'm the acting captain. I have to keep an eye out for everybody. If they are sort of heading toward us, we need to avoid them.
A few yards
Meters.
or meters. We'll have to remember that we're in Trek, so it's meters. So a few meters in front of you, these creatures burst forth from the sand.
Uh-huh.
Armored slug. Great.
These creatures seem to have a myriad of tiny legs underneath them by which they propel themselves, and they have 2 large mandibles that sort of flank a gaping maw of teeth. They are about the size of a large dog.
Okay, that's a problem because your image of a large dog and my image of a large dog might be different.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's large to you here?
Yeah, because
Just say
the first
German
thing I was
Shepherd.
thinking of those. Okay,
Not
so-
Saint Bernard or anything like that.
No, I was thinking of those really, really big ones, the ones you could ride in a battle, like Mouse in Dresden Files.
Hmm.
Yeah, not that big. German Shepherd sort of size.
Ah, fall back. And let me
Yes,
guess.
we are unarmed at this point.
Wait, we're outside the thing.
Oh.
So,
okay,
but I was
right.
wondering, is that thing like are they between us and escape with only the tunnel to escape through?
They are. Let me just
Well, looks
show
like
these
we're
on the map.
going to be rushing into the tunnel then. we should probably like shoot one or two. I'm presuming the armored slug is going to make the phaser useless.
Well, I mean, it's got decent armor piercing.
Does it?
I believe so.
I know the rifle has 3, but I don't remember what. I don't have anything on the pistols having armor divisor.
No, looks like well, disintegrate has 3, but I guess the rest of them have 1, which is kind of weird that they put that on there.
Yeah, what is 1?
What is 1 what?
Armor divisor.
Armor divisor.
It's kind of pointless to include that.
Yeah, that's like no armor divisor.
Right.
So they are the closest are like 3 meters, which is short range band. So that's -3, I believe.
Right.
Right. So
You have the chase tracker.
I'm the tactics guy. I need to think of that terms. And naturally I failed. So that means my tactic is probably going to be dumb, like stand and fight.
Well, we
Wait a
can't
sec, why
retreat
do you
into
have
the
short
corridor.
range on your tactics roll?
Sorry. Ignore that.
So it's a fail
still
by
gonna be a
1.
fail by 1. Yeah. Because I was just going to shoot, and then I'm like, wait a minute, no, he's got tactics, and then I forgot to take that mod off.
Cool. Okay, so that's a miss.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what that's going to end up being in terms of it's a bad tactic. Maybe tell everybody to charge into the or withdraw into the tunnel, and then realize once we're in there, oh yeah, that's it. He's gonna accidentally tell everybody to withdraw into the tunnel, and then as soon as we're in there, realize, oh crap, this cuts out our phasers. That means we are without weapons now. Way to go, dummy.
Yeah, well, you only missed by 1, so you'll recover quickly.
Unfortunately, by then we will be in the tunnel with possibly armored slugs. Was it? Where did I put that?
Well, that
They're
depends on
armored
whether or not
slugs.
somebody else corrects you, or how fast we comply.
Well, Psylocke's gonna do an aim maneuver.
Okay, you should be able to move now. Alright, so Psylocke, you're aiming. Advance the tracker.
Yes, I'm aiming.
Right. Well, I suppose I should target somebody. I will target number 8. And, well, I do suck a bit with this thing, but, oh, rate of fire 5. Oh, that's the rifle. Damn it. I was going to say. How fast did these things move? Did we evaluate that
I
yet?
think we're about to find out when they tear apart the 2 red shirts.
It may be a bit too late then. I'm going to go ahead and take a shot. Shots on goal. These are phasers, so we got lots and lots of shots. But I think I am going to use disintegrate here because, yeah. So, 3 shots at that thing, and I need range.
Okay.
Range, which is going to suck, which means I'm probably going to miss a bunch. Yep. Maybe I'll attract its attention. Actually, I'd rather not do that.
Alright, so you will vaporize some sand around this creature, Dr. Johns.
Maybe a little intimidated.
Okay. So she'll take a step towards the tunnel and target Armored Slug 8 and take a name. Oh, it skipped over the ensigns. Is that supposed to do that?
The ensigns are slower on the tracker.
That always messes with my head.
So you guys can't see their basic speeds, right?
True.
Would you prefer to see it or not see it?
I mean, do we really
Which
get
means-
anything out of not seeing it?
Well, it means it's harder to coordinate because you don't know who's next in the turn order.
I have no preference.
I'll just leave it like that for now.
Uh-oh. I think Psylocke's going to get eaten. And so is Dallas.
Your instructions for the ensigns was to what? Withdraw into the tunnel?
Yes. It wasn't just for them. It was mostly for everybody.
I did mean to take a step back, start heading that direction.
All right,
No,
so
you're going to get eaten. We're going to sacrifice our chief engineer and chief science officer to them. So from now on, you guys have to play the 2 red shirts.
these 2 are security, so they will also engage these things. Frank is going to shoot the one that's in front of Psylocke. Ooh, succeed by 3, so that's actually a hit. All right, so the phaser blast hits the slug creature. It glows for a bit, but seems to absorb a lot of the phaser bolt. But it has taken some damage.
So it says maximum 3 hits. Did only one of them get through?
Yes, only one of them because of the -3 range.
Okay.
Okay. Pam, she will also take a shot. However, she will miss. Commander.
Right. 3 yards. That's -1. Right. Right. Duh. So he's going to take a shot and over at the one that I was aiming at, and it looks like I missed by 1. And then step into the tunnel and realize, oh crap! Wait,
Are they still at short or are they close now?
There's those that are sort of at your feet are at close.
all right. What is close to 0?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that would have been success by not. That wouldn't have been a fail by 2, I guess. Which with the recoil, that would be 2 possible hits.
Okay. Well, these don't dodge, so do your damage.
Pretty crappy damage.
It was, but you did damage it nonetheless.
And then he steps. And
Which one was
hits
that on? Number 7?
Yeah. And he steps and hits that stupid dampening field and realizes, oh crap. Although honestly, we might not have much option if these things are that resistant, because they haven't seemed to have moved very quickly.
They do not appear to be fast, so you could probably work out that if you're at a run, you will be able to outpace them.
Yeah, but the problem is we don't know how far into the tunnel or how far the tunnel goes. Whether it's like, if we run in there and it comes to a complete stop and we have no weapons.
Well, you see, from what you can see, is it goes in 50 meters and then begins to descend.
So it's a fair distance at least.
Yeah, I don't like
advance the
charging
tracker.
madly. Yeah, I don't like charging madly into the tunnel right now.
Psylocke.
So Psylocke is gonna take a shot and then take a step back. So I think it's a +5 for the accuracy.
Yep.
Why doesn't it? If I click on the accuracy, shouldn't it pop into my modifier bucket?
Double click.
Oh, double click. Okay, there you go. And range is probably 0.
Range is 0.
Is there any
if you don't hit
vitals?
that, you suck.
Is there any? I guess I don't know anything about these creatures to try to get a vital shot. I'm guessing.
You are guessing correct.
Oh my god. I rolled a what? Something success by 5.
Yeah.
All right, so
Dragon
you get
failed.
3 hits. They don't dodge, so roll your damage.
Just roll 3 times.
3 times or once. The GM will like you more if you just roll once. But now the GM hates you.
Super lame.
9, 15, 14. Burning damage.
On number 6.
Number 7. Let me and I want to take a step back. I don't see my map. What did I do with it? There it is.
These creatures are strong, as the disintegration setting on your phaser seems to be just wounding it. Advance the tracker, Psylocke.
Well, here we are.
Time to fall back and run into the tunnel and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll start with the shooting and the stepping back, and then we'll deal with the running. Okay. I don't have any modifiers at this point other than just the basic shot. So 3 downrange. Here we go. That actually worked out.
Nice. Do your damage.
I'm gonna make the GM hate me, especially if I
Good
do really big
rolls.
damage.
That's some nice damage. Was that 47 points?
-9. Well, no, that's not right.
Okay. So again, your kill
No, that
setting
is
on your
disintegrate, so it's divided by 3.
the DR. Yep. So the again, the phaser burns, but the armor seems to protect these creatures. I guess you could roll a d6 to see if you hit vitals or something like that.
That's fair. And I don't have that one here. That's a shame. Yeah, just roll a damn d6. Nope.
Okay, you are managing to injure them, but they are certainly tough.
They don't stop
Jones.
each other.
Okay. So 2 yards is how much of a range penalty? Is it
0.
none? Okay. So she'll do her roll. Maximum 3 hits.
Well, there you go.
Roll damage.
And vital dice.
Go for it.
So close. So she's going to take a step back into the tunnel and she's going to do the Star Trek thing. Commander, our weapons don't seem to be slowing them down, because somebody does that in every episode.
Mm-hmm. Maybe our red shirts will.
We need to start we have red shirt as a name. We can also name one like variations of speed bump.
I think I will turn off snap to grid and I'll display the grid
I was going to say, snap to grid doesn't help all that much if you can't see the grid.
because your ensign is getting mauled. Maybe. Retreating dodge. Ooh, lucky. The retreat managed to save him. Another attack on the ensign. Or the other ensign. Also retreating. Wow.
And he managed to kick it in the tooth while he was dodging.
That's the she, I think.
That is the she. That's Ensign Pemi. I suppose that's a critical miss.
It is.
Right.
Alright, its mouth turns in its face.
Well, they're aliens, so...
Yeah, at this point, we're going to have to fall back and run.
This one will go for Psylocke, I think. By the way, these are all-out attacks. That's a hit on Psylocke.
He may have buggered off.
Psylocke, you'll need to do a defense roll. While you work that out, we'll go on to the next one.
Okay, I'm back.
Alright, Psylocke, you have been bitten by one of these things. You'll need to defend.
What? Is it biting me? Like, okay, biting me. Wow, those are big teeth.
And this will be on the leg, by the way.
I guess a dodge would probably be the best thing here. Let me just find where my dodge is at. I could do a retreating dodge,
You can.
even though I stepped back last turn.
You can.
Is that a plus
+3.
4?
3.
Plus 3? Jeez. All right.
Yeah, with our dodges, we kind of need that +3.
And a success by uno.
Its mandible snaps where your leg was just moments ago.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah, those are probably not sanitary.
Alright, this one is able to go for Psylocke as well. That is a second hit.
Downside of being popular.
Psylocke already moved your token for the retreat. So, Psylocke, you'll need to make another defense roll. You cannot retreat this one.
Time to feverish.
While
While you
So
work out
feverish
that.
defense. It's a +2, right?
Yep.
For 1
Yes.
defense. All right. And let's do the dodge. Ooh, what is that? Failure by 2.
Oh no, he lost his leg.
Alright, 4 points of damage. PI plus. I think PI on limbs is not multiplied.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in terrible positioning here. Gosh, I wonder if the adventure presumes it wants us to go into that hole.
All right, so the one that Dallas you shot at, it has been sufficiently wounded that it doesn't feel like it wants to fight anymore or eat anymore. So it will scamper off and then disappear under the sand.
Moral victory.
All right, so this ensign is going to have a shot at the one in front of it.
Damn.
The ensign is going to be good to the GM. Only roll once.
Come on, Ensign, you could have rolled 2 more times.
Or, rolled a really good one. Maybe we should have a compromise roll where we'll roll 3 times and you take the biggest one and multiply it.
No. If you roll 3 times,
That's a fair
I'd be willing to take the median.
And you're already complaining about doing math. You want to add medians into there.
All right, so the ensign manages to shoot this slug in front of them. Ensign Pemmy, she's going to have a shot at the one in front of her. I'm going to assume that there is no room for them to step back until the rest of you sort of enter the tunnel proper.
Well, how big did you say the entrance was?
Well, it's roughly that. So what, 3-4 yards wide?
Yeah, this should be fine. And to be fair, Dallas would have actually stepped back, except Jones was in the way at the time.
So feel free to move Dallas back then.
That's it. Blame the doctor. See if she treats your injuries.
Commander.
Right. Simply based on the sheer numbers, this is definitely, it's like, all right, fall back, run into the tunnel, run. He's only going to also take a step there because he's going to be pulling up the rear with the 2 security guys.
Right up. Solo. Since you are now in the tunnel, your phaser is no longer working.
Wow. Good thing that
Doesn't
wasn't
matter.
called for.
Your leadership
So,
is +4 because people are loyal. Or they already have loyalty to you.
so Tylox says that entering the tunnel is the logical thing to do. Some stupid shit like that. And then he runs in after the commander.
Well, the commander only took a step, but he did tell people to
It'd be like
run.
a step or 2 sort of thing.
Okay, then he'll take a snapshot
Phaser doesn't work in the tunnel, remember?
but I'm not in the tunnel yet. So
He'll pull the trigger.
Well, you pull the trigger, and the
I'll
phaser
take a
doesn't work.
snapshot before, but I will pull the trigger before I go in the tunnel because I haven't gone in the tunnel yet, right? Didn't we just say that?
No, you're in the tunnel.
But just Commander Laurier just said go into the tunnel, and he took 1 step. So, and I'm next.
Lorraine was already in the tunnel.
Okay, so then he'll just run into the tunnel. No snapshot.
I shall move you over there, indicating that you are running.
Do you
Dallas.
have a really bad running form? Or are you a great runner?
Dallas will slap pat the red shirt on the shoulder, indicating that we are moving and to peel off, and then he will turn and go.
Now, how many of you actually have the running skill?
Well, you don't really need the skill.
Jones will do as ordered and run.
Okay, here's my chance to
Now, I've
kill an
seen
ensign.
Amy Pond run. She's not a terrible runner.
I like Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Not like Sarah Michelle Gellar, who could not run at all.
All right, this slug is going to have a last go at Lieutenant. What is it?
Wait, he got
Haverty.
promoted?
Oh, sorry, Ensign Haverty.
He thought he was promoted, or maybe
He
he's
would
Lieutenant Ensign.
This slug will have a go at Ensign Pemmy.
Ooh, or Steven Seagal. Remember how terrible he is as a runner?
Yeah, he is pretty bad.
With the floppy arms? Oh, back when he could actually run.
Damn it. All right, so these creatures will follow you into the tunnel. The ensign's taking up the rear with the commander. You have, unless you are really slow, you can outpace these creatures, and they will follow you into the tunnel. But to your surprise, once you start gaining distance on them, you will see they'll curl themselves into a ball and begin to roll after you.
Okay.
That seems bad.
You know, if you were to pick one up and throw it, you'd be a slug thrower.
Okay, so I'm going to require a dex or running roll from everyone. This will be a contest. It is just a one-turn chase, basically.
Running, success by 2. Damn, Dallas, you tried to fail.
Lieutenant Jones succeeded at failing.
Yep.
And so did Lieutenant Commander Psylocke and Ensign Haverty. They're going to get eaten.
So fail by 2 versus the slugs.
Well, they can't really run because they're rolling.
So I'm just going to roll the dex. How many we got left of them? 7.
They probably can't see where they're going either.
That one went into the wall. Damn. You know, when you see a dex of 11, you would expect more fails than that.
All right, so the one
Well-
that succeeded by 3 could potentially catch up to Jones or Ensign Haverty, I think it is.
Or Commander Psylocke. He also failed, didn't he?
Failed
Yeah,
by
he
2.
also failed.
All right. So it will catch up, and just cause this slug will manage to get hold of Ensign Haverty and
yeah, okay.
will, dig its mandibles into Haverty's leg. Haverty will sort of fall, allowing the others to catch up, and then they all begin to sort of swarm and pile on top of Haverty, and you can see
We get
within...
a gory discretion shot. So the camera focuses on all of us going, oh!
You can see there's nothing that you can do for Haverty, and he is devoured by the creatures.
Continue to move.
You move. Once you pass that 50 meters sort of distance, you will see that there's a set of stairs that begin to descend, and they descend some 100 meters down. A couple of the armored slugs will sort of follow, and they'll follow a distance behind, but you guys will make it to a octagonal room, much like the one that you saw on Bacchus 4. I have an image for you.
But he can't find it.
You sort of run into this room, take up positions to engage the rolling slugs, but you see they stop before they enter the room, and they sit there unwilling to proceed into this room, and they just wait, sort of blocking the exit from here.
Well, this is an unfortunate location.
You barely get a chance to look around, and then your skin prickles as you realize that you can't move your limbs. A white light envelops you, and a tingling sensation like a transporter beam pulses through your core. Seconds later, the tingling sensation changes to a burning, as if every cell in your body is on fire. Let me bring up another image for you.
Uh-oh, we've been abducted. I think we're about to get experimented on.
Or we're dead.
No, that's not logical.
Your vision returns to take in a chamber, not unlike the one you left. Only here, in place of the stone wall, is a massive viewport, a window that looks out over the stars as far as your eye can see. And you will see a swirling pattern. Let me bring up another image. It takes your mind a moment to comprehend that you are looking out over the Milky Way galaxy. Murmuring voices interrupt your reverie, and several people enter the chamber from one of the archways on the wall opposite the viewport. Tall and slender, the creatures have largish heads decorated with coral-like growths on both sides. They wear long flowing robes of muted yellow and greens. The aliens huddle near the entrance, watching you and whispering to one another. After a few moments of urgent discussion, they turn towards you, dropping to a knee and bowing their heads. The alien closest to you, wearing yellow robes, more ornate than the rest, spreads its arms and looks up, speaking. Welcome, messengers. I am High Curati Mahiron. We honor you at your return. Let me clear some of these images.
Dr. Jones is going to do a tricorder check and see if the tricorders are working again.
Your tricorders are indeed working again, and so are all your other things.
This is
Right.
great. I suck at diplomacy. I'm the guy in charge. Lorian is gonna step forward, and immediately it's like, I'm Commander Lorian of Starfleet, and these are my crew. May I inquire as to where we are?
One more image for you.
Ah, that's curate.
Is that pronounced curate?
Yeah, it's religious rank, I believe. Yep. Member of the clergy engages assistant to a vicar, rector, or parish priest.
Okay. You will also notice as you stand in this room that the lights that illuminate the glyphs and sigils flicker and die, causing this room to darken. If someone has a tricorder, they're welcome to tricorder it.
Yep. Dr. Jones is going to actually try to do her medical tricorder on one of these guys.
Well, yeah, we better tricorder everything before it stops working. So,
Well,
what would I pick up with the science tricorder in this case? I guess just energy signatures or whatever, something.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember. Is that scientific or sensors?
Electronics help sensors. Okay, succeed by 2. Your tricorder will tell you that the
We need tricorder noises.
maybe this will work.
that's not a tricorder noise.
I don't remember what the tricorder noise is, but I can look for it.
Hold on.
So the tricorder will tell you that the flickering and dying of the glyphs and such appears to have been the result of an energy surge, possibly caused by a short when the transport took place. Where is this link?
That is Trek Core audio. You will find all the sound effects that you need for Star Trek.
I don't see a tricorder or a
Yeah,
TOS
there's an entire
tricorder.
section, tricorders, yeah.
There is tricorders?
Yeah, just search for tricorders.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a whole section. Now,
Oh, this
near
page
the
is
bottom.
huge.
Yep, I said all the sound effects.
Sweet. All right, we're going to have tricorder sounds next time.
So, we censored things.
Well, I'm also
So
waiting
yes,
to-
you were able to determine that there seems to have been a power surge that caused a short to everything.
Right, we're
You
still
will
trying to find
also
out.
note that because of this, reacting the transport device is unlikely to work due to this power surge. Repairs will have to be made. Your tricorder indicates that there is a significant power source located deep within this structure. Okay, the High Curate, she will say, welcome, messengers. We have waited a long time for your return.
I will need some additional information on that, but where are we, please?
You are at the habitation. This is where we live and conduct our task until the messengers return.
No, right. And who are these messengers that you believe we are?
You are the messengers.
We are members of Starfleet.
Oh, of course. I understand.
And briefly explain, we were in a underground thing, and then we were transported here. Mr. Dallas, can you generally identify? Wait, actually, I should be able to probably do that. Looking at them. So you said we're the window was looking out at the galaxy, or was it like a hollow?
the window was looking out at the galaxy. So you can surmise that you are a long way out of the
We're
galaxy.
not in it.
Well, this is unfortunate and unexpected. Out of character, I need to know, does anybody else actually have the diplomacy skill? I know the captain was our principal diplomancer, but I'm unsure if anybody else actually even has it.
I don't have any social skills. Maybe I should get some.
Well, he is a Vulcan after all.
The doctor
Dallas
does not.
Okay, I guess Dallas is it.
Yeah,
It's only a 12, but I got it.
yeah, well, I'd have to spend 2 points to get that.
What's the default for diplomacy? Is it IQ minus 6?
Is it 6? I think it might just be 5.
So it looks like my default would be 7. Good times. I didn't need
Well, that's not
diplomacy
typically
as a
your
Marine.
job.
No, I didn't need diplomacy as a Marine.
Yeah, it is 6.
I just needed to know how to eat crayons.
Instead of rolling actively for a skill, maybe you could do a reaction roll.
Well, in this
I-
case, your reaction is kind of predetermined.
Yeah, we're not trying to influence them here, just asking questions.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Mahiron, she will say, there were signs of your arrival. A proper reception awaits. Please follow this way.
You said she's speaking to us and we're understanding. What language is she using?
Universal translator language.
So
Right.
did Dr. Jones' medical tricorder scan turn up anything about these creatures biologically?
Okay, they do not match any sort of DNA of known races to the Federation. They are definitely organic, unlike the guys in the I think first adventure that were engineered. These are not that.
Right.
So the room we're in now, what is this? Is it like just a big transporter room?
Big transporter room, which is now dark and non-functional.
Wow.
Please,
Okay, well, I guess we need
please,
to follow
messengers.
these people.
This way. Your reception awaits.
You said we had met before. What message did we bring? And how long ago was that?
It has been several millennia since your messenger's last arrival. All right, so I assume you follow?
Yeah, we need to find. We need to get more information.
All right, so you are led into a large chamber. The walls and such of this structure resemble that from the previous locations that you've been to.
Wait, hold on. Wasn't Psylocke injured?
Psylocke was indeed injured.
Right. So definitely need to point that out to Dr. Jones.
Yeah, she had made note of it. She was going to wait for things to stop happening before dealing with it.
All right, so you're led into this this large chamber. There is another viewport in this chamber, and it is also a view of the galaxy. There are several throne-like chairs at one end of this room, and in this case, there are 6 of these chairs. Sorry, 5, because Haverty's dead. So the High Curate gestures you into the room and says, food and entertainment have been arranged for the arrival as of the messengers, as is protocol. So you are gestured to the throne-like chairs, and then there's a number of less ornate seats around the place where the High Curate and other members of the Curate will sort of take a seat. And you're basically sitting in a large feast hall. There are several long tables covered in a wide variety of food. There is fruit and vegetables and a variety of dishes which all appear to be vegetarian.
Dallas is attempting to identify what these things are. The food plants.
Jones will scan the food for like known diseases, poisons, any other substances that would like make them unpalatable.
All right, so give me a roll. As far as you can tell, the food does not have anything that would be considered poisonous to your physiology.
Are they recognizable?
They are not recognizable, but they appear to be roasted vegetables. There are a number of dips, and there's like pureed fungus.
If it's pureed, how do we know it's fungus?
The tricorder. There is fruit that is arranged on sticks, and there's small pastries filled with fruits and vegetables.
Your hospitality is most appreciated, but we need to clear up this misconception. We are not messengers in the apparent context that you would seem to have. We are members of Starfleet who have been brought here mistakenly.
The High Curate will nod and say, "Of course, I understand." You could give me, if you have body language, you could make a body language roll at -3 into the box, please.
Do not have that.
Maybe we're all the. You're the Lorian. I'm the Dallas. She's the Jones.
Yeah, that I think the captain may have been one of the only ones, one of possibly the only ones with body language.
Jones has it. I rolled. She also has common sense. Let me look it up, but that may be something that might be useful.
Sure. So the High Curate will sort of gesture, and then entertainers will enter the room, and music will begin to play, and there is entertainment for you as you feast. The High Curate, even though you sort of continue to ask questions and such, the High Curate seems to be unwilling to answer these questions at this point, and is more interested in entertaining you guys, seeing that you are looked after, and everything is good for you.
All right. So Jones has the common sense. So anytime you start to do something the GM feels is stupid, he will roll against your IQ. Successful roll means he must warn you. Hadn't you better think about that?
Okay, nothing stupid.
Okay.
So if he suddenly decides to roll after you do something.
Yep. So I'm going to have her fail her curious, and she's going to try some of the pureed fungus.
All right, you try some. A couple of the pureed fungus dips are, not quite to your palate, but some of the others are really nice. If you continue to eat, you will find the food is generally really good. Some of the fruits are really sweet, and a taste that you're not familiar with.
Okay. She'll just kind of shrug and say, seems good. And then she's going to like, all right, Psylocke, let me see that leg. And she'll try to patch him up.
I got 4 points of damage. My leg.
All right, so
she has her kit. So I guess that's what, a +4?
I think it's +2. But roll on your first aid or your medicine. And if you succeed, then you can roll a d6 +1.
Fine. So you get 3 points back.
I'll adjust that for you.
Thank you.
So the performers will continue. There's music, there's stories that are recited, poetry, and this will continue for as long as you guys care to listen.
Anything recognizable?
Not necessarily, but you will learn a little bit from. You'll piece together what you're hearing and the stories and stuff like that. You learn that these guys call themselves the Covenant.
Uh-oh. I introduced them to Master Chief.
They were brought here by the messengers a long time ago and act as caretakers for the habitation. Their home world was an oceanic world of great beauty. The gods of the Covenant were incredibly powerful, and they were able to move amongst the stars at will, and they even had the power to move planets. There are hints that at some point there was a war amongst the gods. You will also learn that there is another race aboard the habitation. They are known as the apostate. There was a schism a long time ago. There is also, time. This is over a length of time. Anyone that is sort of curious and probably science inclined will go and have a look at the view of the galaxy.
Not science inclined, but definitely curious.
All right, so you will see that the viewport is actually interactive. So you can touch it and you can zoom in.
Well, Dallas, specifically from when we first encountered the window, and especially now, is attempting to sort of triangulate where we are in comparison to what he can identify from from what he understands the Milky Way at this zoom level. I'm sure navigators from this period are probably a bit more familiar with the particulars.
Give me a science roll, please, Dallas.
Why the hell not? Because I haven't rolled that yet today. And,
Woohoo! Critical fail.
There it
Is
is.
Dallas
I
lucky?
need like an information-based aspected luck.
Okay. What's this link?
I guess I'm
General
too
knowledge.
distracted to understand what I'm looking at exactly.
All right, but your mind is still blown away as you find you can zoom in to actual stars. And even with your failure, it takes you some half an hour to do it, but you are able to zoom in on Earth, and you can
Why
see,
would he look for Earth? He's
or
Trill.
Trill.
He'd look for Trill.
You zoom in on Trill, and you can actually see the space stations and such in orbit around Trill.
So it is current day.
It is current day, and apparently real time and super zoom.
Not sure how that works.
That makes me wonder, where is name of place we just arrived at earlier?
51
Did GM make a
51
quest?
Pegasi?
No, he did not make a quest.
Yeah, there is a quest.
No,
Oh,
that's
it's not
last
shared.
week's. Well, it doesn't do us any good if
Then
you don't
there
share
is
it.
no quest.
51
51
Pegasi.
Pegasi. Yeah, so well, if that's the case, then I'm gonna futz over there and see if I can find 51 Pegasi and see if our ship is still there.
Well, your ship is in fact there.
They're totally not panicking right now.
How close can we zoom? Can we see who's on the bridge? So if that's what Dallas is gonna do. He's gonna get totally sucked into that.
Dr. Jones is like, where did the captain go again? We should see if
that's
see if
a
we can
good
find
point.
him.
I'm a little more interested in, how do we get back?
All right, so you are able to zoom in to the ship, but not much further. So you can't see who's on the bridge. But you can zoom in enough to see the ship in orbit. So some more information that you learn. So the Covenant were here, placed here a long time ago to perform a long forgotten task. And the gods had promised that one day, perhaps when that task was completed, they would be returned to their homeworld. You'll also learn that the habitation is built inside an asteroid. They once knew a lot more about the station's operation. However, tragedy long ago caused them to forget much of their purpose. And some fear that they have been forsaken by their gods. The other race are known as violent savages who cannot speak. And you will be approached by another one of the Covenant. It looks like.
All the others, because we can't tell them apart.
What are you talking about? I can.
She introduces herself to you guys as Balak.
Peace and long life. Give
Um,
to all.
Oh, I forgot to mention that you guys have noticed that the every now and then the lights seem to dim and flicker, as if things are not operating properly. Are there any particular questions that you would ask of the High Curate or Balak?
Probably easier to figure out the ones we don't ask.
No, I'm trying to figure out what we're trying to do. I mean, we have to definitely do the for the prime directive stuff, do the whole, hey, we're not messengers of gods. I don't know why you guys are thinking this.
Well, I think our primary concern would be finding out how we're going to get back. And then the secondary is probably identifying who these people are and following first contact protocols, since I'm assuming this is a first contact situation, even though they say it isn't.
Yep.
Every time that you mention that you're not the messengers, it is, sort of hand waved away, and the High Curate will say, "We can talk about such things later. Right now, it's a time for you to rest and enjoy yourself." The High Curate seems to be absolutely avoiding that discussion, and simply says, like, "I understand. Can someone give me whoever's probably doing most of the talking can give me a reaction roll, please? Add whatever bonuses you think might be appropriate."
Who actually has the con of the ship right now?
Don't know. Don't. Poor. It's because I'm aggressively blunt.
Actually, since you're all sort of mingling, it's probably best to roll. Everyone do a roll, and this will see who is the most approachable of you.
Well, since Dallas actually has the diplomacy skill, he will use it to get a good result. It seems they are culturally similar enough it should work.
I should have tried that, even though I've only got a 7.
And I am diplomatic.
I'm not.
Get a reaction roll from Starlet, please.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you wanted everybody. Reaction roll under where?
On the main tab of your character sheet, you got reaction subtab.
Oh, I see it. We got some modifiers. Do they care
I'm not
about
sure.
honesty?
I'm not sure if that would. It's actually gonna. Any of those are really gonna apply in this case.
Yeah, I don't think any of them will.
They don't like me.
Hey,
Alright,
you're
so
right there
Dallas.
with me. They don't like either of the Vulcanoids. We see how it is.
Alright, so after some time, Dallas, you find yourself talking with Balak at length. She is inquisitive, and she listens to what you have to say with like great interest. In speaking with her, you will see that she expresses some doubts about the stories of the gods, though she tells you she is unwilling to speak openly for fear of punishment.
She's speaking openly now.
Yeah. No, we walked like 2 steps away from everybody else and turned, so they can't hear us now.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Apparently,
Dallas is basically going to say, our cultures, even though we're made up of multiple cultures here, all experience similar effects.
and you will also learn that blasphemy amongst the covenant is punished by the final walk, which is basically put into an airlock and then out an airlock.
Yeah, I can't think of an appropriate trill analogy. Only Earth analogies, unfortunately. But he'll mention some. Yeah, it's not unique.
Then you come up with an Earth analogy and you change the animal or whatever to something else.
Yeah, he's
Only Archer could go to Konos.
I can't think of what he would do with the information at this point other than to point out that we're not so different in that regard. It's occurring to me that I don't know what Dallas' religious situation is, and now that I think about it, anybody in Star Trek for that matter.
Vulcans sort of worship Surak, sort of.
Sort of.
It's the father of logic. Hey, you saw that image. You Trill are adherents of the God Emperor.
Yeah, I don't have the context on that one though. Probably just as well.
You'll also learn that Balak has some concerns about the power situation. We'll point out the flickering lights and stuff.
I had noticed that.
She says, it started right after your arrival, and it appears that the welcome chamber is no longer working.
We have our technology with us, but these things are small and usually not very obtrusive in situations like this. You're welcome to examine them if you like, to see if there's some kind of interference. And then he'll describe the place that we came from and conjecture about this or that. Possibly an energy signature coming from over there or over there.
Balak will just sort of shrug and say, I do not know of these things, but I do remember stories from my grandfather of a place deep within the habitation, where the power comes from.
Might we
There are.
see this?
We cannot go there. It is forbidden. Deep inside the habitation is the place where the apostate live, and they are violent, dangerous beings. My grandfather told me that. Sorry,
Is it
my
possible these apostates are causing problems with the power?
It is possible.
Is it forbidden for the messengers to go there?
Balak will say, I do not know, but it is forbidden for the Covenant. My grandfather said there was a time when the apostate and Covenant worked together.
When the land was green and good, before the crystal cracked?
Indeed.
Well, it seems that you have a problem, and we are problem solvers. So, if it would be possible, allowable for us to go and see this power source, perhaps we can find out what's going wrong with it and thereby solve the welcome center problem, which will become important when we need to eventually leave.
Well, I can't speak of these things. You would have to talk with the High Curate. Going deep within the habitation is strictly forbidden, and it is dangerous. If you do not encounter the apostate, there are also roving creatures called the Magar. They are dangerous.
Would you have perhaps some library information on these things?
All right, so your conversation with Balak is sort of cut short when the High Curate says, well, messengers, you must be tired and in need of rest. We have arranged quarters for you. Please, come this way.
Dulles is going to discreetly inform Lorian of the power source situation, and having heard the curate mention that she might be willing to talk about some of these other things like Starfleet out of earshot of everyone else, maybe that's a good time to bring up the power source situation.
Very good. Then we'll bring it up out of earshot again. Can we discuss this now, High Curate?
Soon. Let me show you to your quarters, messengers. I assume that you will all follow.
Yep.
Yeah, we have no real reason not to.
Okay, so you are shown to some quarters.
Just for reference, about how much time has passed at this point, relatively speaking.
A couple of hours at least. You're all well
Is this
fed.
an AI image?
It is. All these are AI images.
Because that does a really good job
Yeah,
of
that one's actually pretty
almost.
good.
Yeah, it almost gets that toss feel.
It's really cool actually because I plug the PDF into ChatGPT so that it has the PDF to reference, and I basically just tell ChatGPT to generate all the images required for scenes and stuff in the adventure, and it just does it. It's cool as. So you are led into very luxurious quarters. The High Curate says, "We'll speak soon," and then she leaves. When she does, you will all notice that a force field will engage as she leaves, and you will see 2 Covenant guards stand outside the force field that blocks your exit from these rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So is this everybody's in one room, or is
You're all in
everybody
one
multiple?
room, and you're sort of one suite that has several rooms.
Right. It would appear that we are prisoners. Therefore,
Dulles is actually going to poke at the force field. I think this is this?
the first rule about being a prisoner is to seek escape. Therefore, we must find out a way to escape.
I think we can eliminate that way.
So Jones will pull out her tricorder and just kind of scan the walls, see if there's anything like hollow behind it or anything.
Nope. The rooms of this suite are built into the asteroid, so there is nothing on the other side
So it's basically
except more
rock.
asteroid. Yep.
Wonder if we can take advantage of those power flickers somehow.
Possibly. We could wait for the next power flicker to hit the force field and see if it weakens.
Well, based off what Ronki seemed to say, or at least I inferred, the flickers are happening fairly frequently.
They do indeed happen fairly frequently.
Okay, then we will add that where it's like we're going to monitor that thing to see if it does. Otherwise, we also need to try to see if we can find some way to just turn it off.
Well, Dulles is going to set up his science tricorder to start recording the fluctuations and establish if there's some kind of pattern to it.
There is no pattern. It seems to be mostly random. Sometimes the fluctuations, last a second. Sometimes it's just like a brownout, so the power doesn't drop entirely, and some are just like very brief flickers.
In the meantime, he will fill everybody in on all the gory details.
Just to explain the situation a little bit further. So you have a force field which blocks the main entrance to this place. You can see on the other side of the force field, on the opposite wall, a control panel, and you believe that's the control panel that operates the force field. And there is two guards that stand watch, Covenant guards, and they appear to have weapons. And if you have armory small arms, you're welcome to make a roll.
Success by a whopping 7. That was a really good roll.
You can surmise that these weapons are slug throwers.
Well, that is curious.
That is a very curious choice. Yeah, I'm wondering if you can like remotely get or turn off the thing, the force field remotely, like using the tricorder to scan the appropriate frequency and then send the code to turn it off. Then we can stun the guards.
You could possibly rejigger because you still have your phasers and such, so you could
Yep.
scan the frequency of the force field, rejigger your phasers to sync with
Shake and bake.
the frequency, and maybe penetrate the force field. I guess if you could also time it perhaps right, so if the force field flickers long enough, you could maybe use a phaser to shoot the control panel.
Yeah, that'd be a Dallas thing, Dallas Psylocke thing. I mean, I could handle the actual shooting.
Of course, Commander Lorian is being super aggressive.
He's a Marine, former Marine.
Yeah,
Well,
Dulles is like, well, I mean, she'll be back later. We could use a rest, surely, and perhaps we can talk them into letting us go look at this power situation, in which case we'll be free to move about.
What is the plan?
Well, we're going to need to take time anyway to do scans. People can get rest if they need it. I just do not like being a prisoner.
Well, there's nothing preventing us from doing some analysis, so we'll do some analysis.
All right, so
Besides, understanding how the force field works tells us more about their technology, and possibly some clues about their power source.
It might actually not if they've just like been living here forever. They may not even know how the stupid tech works. That's why they're using slug throwers.
Indeed.
Yep. So get scanning.
Dr. Jones will grab a snooze unless Dallas needs her help with something.
let's just say if you have a sleep, then you will not suffer any fatigue. If you stay awake and do scanning and such, everyone will get one fatigue that does that.
Was it that late?
Well, you spent the whole day on the planet's surface looking for the entrance. Then you appeared here, and then you had, some hours of feast. So, it could be getting late.
Yeah. Well, Dulles will stay up and analysis.
Okay, so Dallas will take one fatigue.
Psylocke has less sleep, -2. Does that help at all?
Okay, then Psylocke, you don't need to sleep at this point.
Yeah, I'll also be up and about, so I'll take the point. Right. Let's get analyzing.
Okay, give me a science roll, I guess. Electronics op sensors and science.
Both?
Yes. And then just describe what it is you're analyzing, what your plan or goal is.
I can assist with it.
Basically, he's just analyzing the force field, what it is, how it works, and theoretically
turn it
how
off?
it might be functional. Can we turn it off? What does that panel
Alter
back
it
there
so
do?
we can alter it so we can walk through it and accidentally confirm to these people that we are their gods. Ah, I see you remembered the single-minded this time.
Holy crap.
I think you just created a brand new science in terms of force fields.
Possibly.
Okay, so you will be able to determine that this force field is beyond Federation technology.
Well, that's irritating.
So the actual engineering of it is beyond you. You are able to work out that that box across the hall from the force field is the control box. You will also note that when the power drops sufficiently, the force field drops entirely as well. But as soon as the power is back, the force field comes back. You are not sure what the side effect would be if something was sort of in the force field when it comes back on. Would the force field dissect?
Oh, he'll try that. There are little bits and bobs around here. He'll get something small and stick it in there just to see what happens. He is a scientist after all.
All right. Give me a
Dulles is the
Dex
kind of
roll.
guy that would find the xenomorph and say, I think we can keep this in a cage and study it for a while.
Give me a dex roll.
Yeah.
Critical
more
fail,
importantly,
you might lose your arm or a finger.
Not even a basic fail.
All right,
yeah,
you
I
are
was saying,
able
more
to determine
importantly,
that
he's a Starfleet scientist. That means mad scientist.
if the force field drops and then comes back on while there's an object in its path, it will get dissected.
Okay. Or bisected in this case.
Yeah, bisected.
Okay, well, I mean, it's...
The guards do not seem to be very happy with you doing this experimentation, and they will say, messengers,
Stop playing with that.
stop playing with the force field. We do not want to have to hurt you, but we have instructions that we must.
What instructions?
We are to keep you here.
Why?
He is supposed to stand here and make sure that we don't leave.
It is the High Curate's instruction. We are being tested.
This is highly illogical.
Actually, he says the High Curate believes you are testing us.
The High Curate is mistaken, apparently in a great many things.
They might see that as a test. Perhaps we're testing their ability to follow orders. What if we told you to turn the force field off? We are the messengers after all.
No, we're not.
Well, they said we are.
And they are mistaken. Okay.
We must
so
follow the instructions of the High Curate.
But not the messengers.
even when they're illogical?
The High Curate knows best. If we do not pass the test, we will not receive our reward.
What is the nature of this reward?
We will be returned to our homeworld.
Tell us about your homeworld. If nothing else, maybe we can get the guards to talk to us.
Well, the guards will talk, and they will basically tell you of the legends of their homeworld, which is a beautiful water world on the other side of the transport.
Atlantis.
Has anyone here actually seen this place?
Well, there's any number of places that could be a water world
No,
within
I mean,
Federation space. Oh,
Who's
amongst
going to
these
ask
guys,
them that?
no. There's no one in living memory that has seen that place. It is just legend that's been passed down generation to generation.
So they're going to get sent to the island.
Basically, the situation is they were brought here millennia ago, told to do a thing. The gods didn't return. They tried to do the thing until something happened, and they forgot how to do the thing. And apparently the gods would return and reward them by taking them home. But this has obviously happened so long ago that many generations have sort of passed since then.
Right. Dealing with fanatics who don't remember why they're fanatics. So, yeah.
So you do have a couple of options. You can try and do something when the power flickers.
I would like to do
Try your luck. Maybe step through the force field. See if you're lucky enough to not get bisected.
Can we common sense that?
Well, it's certainly risky.
Fine.
Go
should
really
be fine
fast.
It should be fine if Dallas and Psylocke are able to rig something up.
You could always do the feign. Oh, I've got a terrible pain in my stomach. I need to see a doctor.
Ugh, they may not have seen that one before.
Yeah, but we've got a doctor with us.
They don't know that.
They watched her patch up Lieutenant Commander Psylocke.
I was thinking probably more along Lorian's line of attempting to shoot the box, possibly stun setting or something like that, not disintegrate.
Are there any electrical access points in our rooms? Like I see lights in the picture.
There are, but not for that would control the force field.
I was just thinking if we could
They're all 220.
technobabble some feedback loop power surge in the into the electrical system through it.
Yep. And then when we make that roll, it's going to be an 18, and we're going to shut down power everywhere. It's going to be awesome.
It's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, that'd be about right.
Okay. Psylocke, give me an engineering power systems roll. So engineering power, whatever it is.
Okay. Um, the only specific power I have is for like a reactor.
All right, so just roll your wild
Otherwise,
card.
I'll have to roll my generic skill. Yeah. Engineering. So success by 8.
Given the information that you've got from Dallas's sciencing, you think that you could possibly engineer something that will give you a when a power fluctuation happens, you think that you could engineer something that will keep the force field down for a couple of seconds, maybe enough for someone to slip through safely.
Right. Well, then we can do that, and I can go forward and stun the guards because they're going to draw their weapons. Let's see. Dr. Jones previously scanned these Covenant dudes, so we're going to know if the stun setting is actually going to function on them.
You have a fair idea that it probably will.
Good, good. So I think it'll be if we can do that, then Commander Lorian and Ensign Pime will surge forward and try to stun the guards. Then we can sneak to the engineering section. That's because that's really where we want to go, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the power, the main power core is.
And it's going to be like, covered in glowy blue stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've engineered it. No need for a further roll. You disappear out of sight of the guards so as not to draw their attention, but you can create a feedback slash short through the lights or something like that that might drop the force field long enough during a one of the surges or the flickering moments to drop the force field for a couple of seconds.
Plenty of time.
So when this happens,
like that,
who's going to attempt the force field?
Commander Lorian is going to go first because he's got to lead by that way. Then the ensign will be right behind him.
Right, so you're standing at the force field waiting for it to drop, and then you're going to try and slip past. Is that the plan?
Yep, sounds right.
Okay, let's have the pair of you make a dex roll.
Okay.
So you wait.
Success
Lorian.
by 4.
You will be able to time it right to slip past. What about your ensign?
Here comes the 18.
Oh.
All right. Good job, ensign.
Are we gonna have an ensign live?
Okay, let me put some dudes on the tracker. So when you slip past, they will be at close range. I will assume that you are taking the wait maneuver.
To what? Right before with the trigger condition being it goes down and then we move.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That seems right.
If you have your weapons in hand.
Behind my back.
Okay, if you have it behind your back, yeah, they're not going to question it. They trust the force field.
Then we stepped through it.
All right, so you are at close range. No modifiers.
All right, so I'm gonna stun one of them.
You do quick shot. Hit them both.
Success by 2, maximum 3 hits.
Oh, or you could borrow someone else's phaser and do a flank shot. Hit them both at once.
I believe it's health -2 because it's stun -2 affliction.
Okay.
Gonna have to
And
make
you
that
hit how
3
many times? 3 times. All right. Stunned.
All right. Ooh, that definitely stunned.
All right, so this guard will go down.
Shoot.
Psylocke, you're unfortunately not in a position to do anything, but the ensign will step through, fire at the other, and fail.
She was so startled at being able to get through the force field without getting cut in half.
So, this Covenant will ready their slug thrower. Commander Lorien.
Shoots him. Damn, how did I miss that? All right, I have a 13 in pistols. Go, take a step toward cover.
Okay, Ensign Pemmy, she will fire. This time she will hit. Covenant will fail to dodge.
And fail the health check because it's
Okay,
going to be
so
at
that's
-2.
stunned. How many hits was that? 3. Definitely stunned. So the
All
two
right.
Covenant guards will drop to the ground, dropping their weapons. The force field will flick back on. However, you are on the other side now.
Yep. So let her advance toward the two guards to make sure they're completely unconscious or secure them, and I'm gonna head to the panel to see if it's easy to tell how to turn it off.
If you have electronics op security systems,
What about force fields or force shields?
sure.
Success by 2.
All right, you will be able to turn off the force field.
All right. So we need to sort of tie these guys up. If they're proper security guys, they may have the equivalent of space zip ties or handcuffs.
You just take him into the room and turn on the force field.
Or we could just
Or
take them
that.
into the
Before we do that, Dr. Jones will do like a bioscan to make sure there isn't any permanent damage to them. Make sure
I
they're
was going
okay.
to say,
Interesting to note, I saw that Ronki rolled a crit fail on one of the health checks. Prime Directive actually states on a critical failure, the character remains unconscious until medical assistance is received.
All right, so that one that crit failed probably needs some assistance.
All right. So yeah, if there's like damage and stuff, she'll go ahead and patch them up before like we drag them in the room and turn on the force field.
All right, give me a physician roll.
I'm going to take one of the slug throwers just because. Maybe both of them.
Success by 2.
All right,
don't
you
believe
will.
I've ever seen one of those.
You will ensure that this Covenant dude will recover in time.
All right. Good. She'll step back and let them do their thing.
Right. Okay. Now we're going to be relying on Dallas and Psylocke to direct us based off their scanners towards the thing.
Well, we did have a large power signature coming from down below, wherever that is. So I guess we can sort of start looking for
sneak.
stairs. Or
If you have a
what's
stealth
that?
roll, if you have stealth, give me a stealth roll, please.
We don't sneak.
This will
This group
represent.
doesn't sneak.
What are you talking about?
Individuals in the group may sneak, but as a whole, the group doesn't sneak.
Then roll default sneak, which is Dex -5.
Wow, Dr. Jones succeeded.
Is everybody? Am I rolling a sneak too? I didn't. I'm sorry. I got lost a little bit.
Yes, everyone has to roll sneak. If you don't have it, if you don't have stealth, then roll default
Dex minus how much? 5.
5.
Oof. I don't even want to try. I mean, it's illogical.
All right, so
That's your answer to everything.
fail by 5.
Now you got to work in its life, Jim, but not as we know it.
That's the doctor. No, wait. That's the science officer.
Well, it doesn't mean he can't say it.
But who's Jim? We don't have a Jim.
He could just call somebody Jim, I suppose. Although that
Could
would
be-
be illogical.
It could be Jim Psylocke or Jim Dallas.
Okay, so you guys will begin to follow the tunnels and such that you believe will take you to the main power source, which is the source of the fluctuations and the thing that you'll need to fix to be able to transport out of here.
I did not get any library data on what those things whose name I don't recall are.
The Murga.
That stuff.
You will know that it's going to take you several hours
Oh,
to walk to this power source.
it is some distance then.
It is. And you will have some challenges along the way.
Dun dun dun. What kind of challenges? Are we going to have to run from the Balrog with the cool music?
A glass bridge.
Your first challenge is a section of tunnel that appears to be unstable and could collapse.
I do believe they've let the maintenance of this facility go a little.
Keeping in mind these
Yes.
tunnels, I've got another image for you actually.
That would seem to be the case. They are rather fond of their sigils or glyphs or something. It almost looks like Chinese
Yeah, a bit.
at the bottom, not the top.
Maybe more Korean. No, probably Chinese.
If anyone that is has a tricorder and is using a tricorder, you may make a roll, please,
Could I pick what I want to roll?
on your tricorder.
Is it a
It's an
do I get the
operations roll.
science tricorder bonus?
No, you're not analyzing something with the tricorder.
Well, here, have a crit anyway. Ha!
Right, I do have a tricorder.
All right. So as you are negotiating these tunnels with a critical success, you are easily able to avoid the unstable tunnel.
You're like, nope, not that way. Tactical tricorder. +4 to detect and identify life forms, weapons, armor, etc. Includes a comprehensive database on all the above.
I don't think I noticed that was a thing. Ooh, fancy. In a rough-hewn sort of way. Wait, that says TAC.
Does not.
You need to use the non-ID name so we can't see that.
Yeah, it's all right. There's no big secret what's coming.
Well, that looks like fun. And Dallas looks at those things and says, I bet those would be significant to the bioweapons division. What if we could capture one?
I was just double checking to make sure that would work. Okay, cool.
Okay. These guys seem to be able to climb along the walls and ceiling. So,
Yeah, wasn't wide angle an option on the phasers, if I'm not mistaken?
I am not sure.
I
I remember us going over that at one point.
don't recall.
I know it was that way. It was definitely that way on the ship's phasers, but I don't remember if that was the case on the handhelds.
Again, we're just going to use range bands. I wonder if this works.
Holy cow. So, Prime Directive has the Starfleet uniforms. Have you actually read through that? They are made from a special form of tailored light monochrome fabric armor. They specifically designed to repel water, dirt, and grime, and they dry in 1/5 the normal time. The uniform material is designed to change its porosity and differing temperature, so you get a +1 to health to resist the effects at temperature. Also treated to provide some resistance to chemical and biological agents, providing a +1 to health to resist chemicals. Finally, they act to break up the wearer's infrared signature, providing a -1 on all rolls to spot the wearer using infrared or thermographs. And they provide DR8,
Oh, good God.
2 versus impaling damage.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. 8/2.
Now I'm totally thinking that
Probably
those
flexible.
things probably wouldn't have even been able to bite through his Psylocke's pants.
The damage they did was piercing.
Okay, that's not impaling.
So, okay. Then
So
it probably
would
wouldn't have.
DR8. Put a knot on his leg and went,
But-
damn, this is really rough.
They still are designed to get torn very easily, though.
Yeah, I was about to say, unfortunately, the side effect is they're torn really, really easily.
All right, so these creatures are crawling down walls, along the ceiling, heading into your location.
Hostiles!
Just going to play this quickly with range bands. These creatures are size modifier -1.
Oh, smaller than slugs. They're like monkeys.
They are giant rats. They are ROUSs.
I don't believe they exist. Right. Okay. So it's my turn. He is going to aim at number 5.
Target the one that you're aiming at.
He's gonna aim as well. Let me see which one.
So, Lorian, you're going to be at short
5.
range.
1. I guess Murder 4, aim.
Okay, you are also at short range.
Right. Let's see. He's that way, that way. I am going to go aim at 2. Because I can do what everybody else does.
You should trigger your tricorder to make really loud anti-animal noises so they run away.
2 is going to be at medium range.
Might work if I knew they had ears.
Okay, so this guy spends his turn running down the wall. This guy will run down the wall and run towards you guys. This guy rounds the corner and just runs to you guys. This brings all of them into short range. Down the wall, and we'll run to Psylocke. And I guess I'll do a move and attack, because why not? Capped at 9, misses. We'll have a bite of Pemmy, but miss. Jones.
I'm going to go ahead and fire at Murder 5. Success by 2.
2 damage.
There's 1,
Ouch.
2, not so much, and 3.
Alright, so that's 3 death rolls. It dies. Ensign Pemmy misses. Lorian.
Well, my target went away.
Well, you
I
have
better
one right
mute
next to
the-
Psylocke.
And I better mute the Casa Doom to make sure we don't get copyright or something. Can you turn the snap to grid off?
Sure.
Maybe.
Should be off.
Better. So he's going to take a step and shoot that one.
Don't worry too much about your location, because we're doing range band, so that's a close, no penalty.
Yep, that's why. Still, he was taught to make sure to ensure your lanes of fire are clear. I don't want to accidentally hit Psylocke. Success by 3, maximum 3 hits.
3 damages.
13, 13, 15.
4 death rolls. Dead.
And it disintegrates.
You attack number 4.
Yeah, because he was right there trying to bite you.
Alright, Psylocke. The remaining creatures are in short range, so -3.
Dallas at number 2. What's the logical thing to do? Let's see. He will go to the next target and take aim on number 3.
Right. 3 shots on number 2. Downrange. Go. And 3 hits. He will also step aside. You will take it and like it.
I'm sure he's not going to like it, but he'll take it.
You might like that. That was a crappy roll. Well, improving over time. I guess I was sort of walking it in.
Alright, that's 4 death rolls. Yes! But major wound. He's not stunned. Oops, it's their turn. Move and attack on Dallas. Capped at 9. Misses. Health roll at -4. Falls unconscious.
That link, their Giger short,
Yeah.
it does have the wide beams we've only seen have actually been in DS9 because apparently they used them. I knew I'd seen it. They used them a lot to clear rooms and I think this might be changelings in here. There's also a sort of version that was in Voyager.
Alright, so
Right.
successful move and attack on Psylocke.
Because of course.
Okay, he will
It is
try
attempting to bite.
He will do a retreating dodge. Let me see. Can I retreat? Yep. And success by 5.
Okay, Jones.
All right. So we've got 2 left. Gonna take a step and shoot at Number 1.
Isn't Commander Lorian number 1?
He is. He absolutely is.
Do damage.
Ooh, good damage.
That's better.
Wow, that's like lots. That's minus 5 times hit points, so it's automatically dead.
Now there's a disintegrate right there.
Yep.
That's a legitimate disintegrate.
She's not a dog person.
Well, they're more like monkeys.
All right, so Ensign Pemmy.
Monkey
Shoves
dogs.
Lieutenant Commander Dallas into the monkey dog.
Pointy monkey dogs.
Will score 1 hit, which it will dodge. Yay! I've actually had a dice roll go right for me.
Did it though?
Success by 3, maximum 3 hits.
Wow, it was short-lived.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
19, 17, 16.
Minus 5 times hit points. It's
Woot.
literally vaporized as well.
And then we quickly break out the scanners and we're like trying to see if there are more.
Mm-hmm.
Your tricorder will tell you that there are more around, but if you leave this area, you should be able to avoid them.
Yeah, because the other ones are like, there's these high-pitched screeching noises.
What's that burning smell?
Exactly. Right, we need to press
Those
on.
must be the fabled Murgers. I thought they'd be bigger.
All right, you will come to a... This is probably within your 3rd hour of traveling. So at this point, Psylocke, you will have got that 1 fatigue from lack of sleep.
Okay.
I added it.
Oh, all right.
I suppose
So
if
you
wanna
find
be,
yourself standing on the precipice of a chasm that drops into darkness. There is a ladder that goes down. As far as you can tell, this is the only way to the source of the power that runs stuff. It will require a climbing roll. You are at +2, I think, to climb down a ladder.
Actually, I thought ladder was no roll.
Actually, I think it is no roll, except in combat.
Right. Yeah.
Right, well, Commander Lorian will go first.
All right, Lorian, can you give me a universe reaction roll? Please roll something bad.
Well, you're the GM. You could just say something bad happens.
I gave you
Huh?
poor.
I like it when the dice do it, because then it's not my fault. All right, so Lorian, you are climbing, and one of the ladder rungs will break under your foot. You will need to make either a climbing roll or a dex roll to grab onto the ladder.
They're the same, so I'll just use climbing. So I've actually used it. And success by 2.
Despite falling a little bit, you manage to hold on to the ladder and continue your trek down.
Broken rung, watch out.
You will succeed climbing down this ladder to a level below.
Yay.
Who is next?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll go next, I guess.
All right, roll a universe reaction.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Yeah.
All good for you. You find yourself down with Lorian.
That was easy.
Damn it, Psylocke.
Wow, when
I'll be
Psylocke gets to
next.
when Psylocke gets to the broken rung, it has recovered. It has rebuilt itself.
I just grabbed like both sides of the rail and I just slide all the way down.
There you
You know,
go.
like-
There's another one for Dr. Jones for reaction.
Because of course.
All right, Dr. Jones. Give me a dex roll or climbing.
Because she's climbing down in the Toss Era miniskirt. She's trying to hide stuff.
It's dark.
Success by 4.
Despite encountering a rusted rung that gives way under your foot, you are able to hold yourself on the ladder and not plummet to your death. All right. Can someone
Or
give
plummet
me
to your embarrassment.
Can someone give me a roll for Pemmy? the universe reaction.
Oh, we should make Mel do that, just in case.
Yes.
Bingo.
Do they have climbing? They do not.
This is a very dangerous ladder.
Damn it!
Wow.
She's awesome. She's going to be Lieutenant Junior grade the next time we see her.
She doesn't even climb down the ladder. She does the fireman slide.
Yeah, that's what FX said he did.
She's gonna be like a recurring guest role.
Well, she's on the list now. From now on, every time he gives a name, it's going on the list.
Right. Okay. So the next challenge, another 40 odd minutes into your trek, you come to a bridge. The bridge appears to be in a very poor state of repair and is broken.
There it is.
Like Star Wars, it has no rails because, workplace health and safety don't exist here.
Didn't exist in Cause of Doom either.
You have a Dex +2 roll to negotiate this bridge without incident. It's not like the bridge is going to collapse, but it's not very functional as a bridge.
All right. Success by 3.
So everyone needs to make this Dex +2.
Oh, good.
Huh? What's that?
Yeah, why is her Dex
Dex 2?
2?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I typed
You're
in
trying to
2 when
kill
I
her.
put it in the modifier box. It actually changed the Dex.
Wait, that was +2, Psylocke, not -2. So success by 1.
All right, so no failures
Everybody,
at all.
yep. Yeah, he was totally gonna fall off, and we're like, ah, crap, we just lost our Chang.
Okay, the final challenge.
Who knew that we were gonna be on like a Fear Factory or something?
Can I get a tricorder roll from Mel, please?
Success by 6.
All right, so you come to a hallway that seems to have a gas that is occupying or sitting heavy in this corridor. Without any sort of breeze or anything like that, it doesn't seem to shift, and it just stays there. You analyze it with your tricorder, and you identify this corridor as being, or the gas as being toxic to breathe. To negotiate this challenge, as far as you can tell, you should be able to hold your breaths and move through, and you should be fine on the other side as long as you do not breathe.
Does it look like there's a way to turn it off or divert it or something, or is it just go do it?
It's just go do it. To find the source of the leak, you'd have to actually go into the gas itself.
Well,
I'll
go have a look.
Okay, give me a health roll.
Stand by one moment. I realize I don't have a thing for that.
Your normal breath hold is 4 times your breath. 4 times your health.
Driller resistant to noxious gases.
Are they?
Yep.
What about the host?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, you are able to negotiate the gas without effect. Are you immune, or do you get a bonus?
Wow, that was a shitty roll.
All right, so you're resistant.
So we're making health check.
So I'm gonna go see if I can find the source and shut it off.
In the meantime, everybody else will sit down, take a breather. Lauren's gonna continue scanning with the tactical tricorder to make sure more of those rat monkeys don't attack.
Okay, anyone... Actually, no, you don't recover this fatigue because it's from lack of sleep. Give me a... You will find the source of the leak, and you feel that if you have engineering or an appropriate engineering or mechanic skill, you can probably jury-rig something.
I take a rock and shove it in the hole. Just want to confirm. Yeah, engineer.
I have engineering.
I have science!
Science!
And lots of it. I
Does
find an
science-
appropriately smooth rock to shove in the hole.
Does science actually cover engineering?
Yep.
Nice. Okay. So you will find a rock, jam it into the hole, You turn your phaser on to like heat mode. You melt the rock into a nice tight plug for this hole. The gas will stop leaking. Unfortunately, because there's no movement of air, the gas takes a long time to dissipate. I'll make it that your health roll will be at +4 to negotiate the gas. So basically crit hunting.
I wonder if you could just vaporize it with the phaser at that point, like a wide beam thing or something. Probably not worth bothering yet.
So everyone can give me a health +4 roll.
Success by 7.
By 6.
All right. So no fails. All right. Last
Yay,
stage
we
here.
found another spot for one of my abilities.
Nope, that's not the one. You find yourselves entering this large chamber.
That says tech.
Does not. The tunnels eventually open into a large space filled with ancient machinery. The chamber whirs and hums with the sound of electronics and the hiss of released gases. The air smells of oil and ozone. Massive cylinders containing the station's power generating devices fill much of the chamber. Pipes, tubes, and cabling run from the cylinders to the wall, vanishing into access tunnels. Glowing display screens with streaming hieroglyphics are interspaced throughout. Some of the machinery and the cables show signs of recent patches and repair. Humanoid figures dart about in the shadows and hide behind the machinery. Many of them are hunched and misshapen, and they wear rags of what might have once been clothing. They watch you from their hiding places, but make no sound.
I think we found the apostates.
Yes, I wonder how actually violent and barbaric they are. You know how those things go.
Just as you say that, a spear comes flying through there and takes you out.
And now we know.
Great. They're zombies.
Of course, they're zombies.
No, they're mutated.
Are you telling me that comic books have lied to me? They're supposed to have like super spider powers or something.
Maybe they do. Super alien spider powers.
What are your characters doing?
Does this appear to be the source of
This is definitely where you need to be.
Yeah, that. Okay. I think for a second, Dallas would probably sort of scan the room and try to see if there's an obvious problem.
Psylocke probably needs to do the same.
So we know that there's a power flicker going on at this point. Maybe there's something that looks actually damaged. The place smells like oil and ozone. It does suggest a leak, perhaps.
Look for the one that's sparking and smoking.
Exactly.
Okay, so you can give me a science and an engineering roll. I'll need both.
I'll do the science. Psylocke can do the engineering.
Meanwhile, Commander Lorian is going to advance a little bit closer towards the groups and call out loudly, we come in peace.
And I take it you are deliberately trying to be unthreatening.
Yep, unless
Yep.
they charge me with a spear.
Okay, Psylocke and Dallas, your combined efforts will let you ascertain the problem that needs to be repaired. You feel that you can repair it given time, but you estimate that it'll take a couple of hours, or like 2 man-hours, to make these repairs. If you've got 2 people doing it,
Right.
you could do it in 1 hour. I will give you this roll is going to be made at a penalty, or the repair rolls will be made at a penalty of -2. If you have scrounging, then you can reduce that penalty to -1 with a successful scrounging.
Right.
Or if you critically scrounge, you can reduce that to no penalty.
I thought somebody had that.
There you go. Psylocke had it.
I should pick that up at some point.
So, in doing your repairs, which will, like I said, take 2 man-hours, you are able to scrounge sufficient parts, tools, and whatever else you need to effect these repairs. I will require an additional science and engineering roll at -1 for the repairs.
-1 GM says so penalty. We are being very consistent.
Your repairs will be successful, but it will take you, since there's 2 of you working on it, it'll take you an hour. So effectively an hour each.
Right.
However, the captain and Dr. Jones, what are your plans? You're moving forward, Captain, you're moving forward trying to be unthreatening?
Yes, that is what Commander Lorian is doing. Greetings. I am Commander Lorian from the United Federation of Planets. We come in peace. I guess I could try diplomacy even though I don't have it.
Yep, Dr. Jones will, honest face.
Okay, so that means I have to use the reaction mod.
All right. Dr. Jones.
Ooh,
Wow.
Very good.
Well,
I can't believe how lucky you guys have been through all this.
It's not luck, it's pure, unadulterated skill and luck.
Dr. Jones, can you give me a tricorder roll, please? And if you successfully roll your tricorder, then can you give me a medicine +4?
oof, I needed that +4.
You sit there and scan these apostates, and it becomes apparent to you that the apostates are the same species as the Covenant, although they appear to have been mutated over generations from exposure to low levels of radiation.
Oh, okay. She'll,
That is to be expected.
yeah. Can she also like check and see like is there radiation in the area where we are?
There is,
Would
but
that-
it is low level, so unless you're spending weeks and months here, you're not going to be affected.
Okay, so hence basically these guys were the engineers and they were here all the time and it just over time just kind of built up.
That's certainly a possibility or feasible possibility.
She'll suggest it as a possibility to the commander that these guys are they're the same as the ones that we talked to before. They've been altered, and she'll explain science, explain the medicine.
You succeed by 4. You feel that with a medical kit and some surgery, you might be able to reverse their condition. But before that, Lorian, you have a very good reaction. These apostates will come from their hiding places and emerge. They have weapons in hand. They are, primitive weapons, things like clubs, pipes that have been fashioned into spears, and such.
Right.
They hold their weapons, but they do not attack. They will begin to sort of gesture, and I'll get you to make an IQ roll. They only seem to be able to grunt and growl. Oh, wow. Jesus.
Boom, 4. Critical
Good
success.
Lord.
They only seem to be able to grunt and growl, but you can see in their gestures they are basically telling you to leave.
We must fix this first.
They apparently seem to understand what you're saying, but are unable to communicate.
So if it looks like they're able to understand, Dr. Jones will say that she thinks she might be able to help reverse this condition to them, but it will take some time.
Yeah, and we have limited supplies on hand.
Yeah.
You believe that you might be able to at least reverse the loss of speech within 15 minutes and a successful surgery roll for at least one
Okay.
of them.
Yep. She has her kit.
Well,
So
I have to submit to that.
all right, so she's going to ask whoever their leader is.
Yes, can you speak? Can any of you speak? Not my associate can possibly fix that.
They just grunt. There is one guy that sort of grunts. points to his throat, gesturing no, can't speak.
All right. So she'll ask him, "Are you the leader here?"
He will nod something that you believe is the affirmative.
Would you like me to help you speak?
Can you give me a reaction roll, please?
Oh God. Here's where everything falls apart.
You will get bonuses
It'll be great.
because you're actually offering something good to them.
Neutral.
Well, it's on the high end of neutral.
But she gets a +3 because she's healer 3 for patience, past and present.
Okay, so that becomes a 15, so that's a good reaction. All right, so with Lorian's very good reaction and your good reaction, this one creature will step forward and agree to your treatment.
All right. So we'll find a spot and clean it off because God knows it's probably filthy in here.
Yeah, but it's Star Trek. Surgery in this case would be like you holding something up to his neck and it making surgery noises.
Yeah, you don't
Surgery
cut
noises.
people open in Trek.
All right. So she'll go ahead and get started and she'll take it very, very, very carefully. So it might actually take longer than the 15 minutes if it looks like things are going south.
All right, so if you have surgery, make the roll. Otherwise, you can roll medicine. I believe it's covered.
Yep, medicine. Oh man, I am trying to fail. Success by 2.
Well, you needed to succeed by 2, so that is sufficient. After some 15 minutes of doing your medical stuff, you have been able to restore limited vocabulary or limited speech to this particular apostate. Of course, their vocab is limited because they haven't spoken in however long, but they can communicate in words like come, sit, help, hungry.
All right.
Great.
So when
It's like
Yep.
talking to my children. No, wait, I have Vulcan children, so they're much smarter than that.
And in fact, the guy that you have done the surgery on, he will grab you by the hand and he will say, come.
And Lorian is going to look at Dr. Jones and, in a completely deadpan voice, say, "No time for love, Dr. Jones."
All right. So
And he seems to want to lead you somewhere.
all right. I would like to do a body language roll. It'll probably be at minuses. Just to kind of
Okay.
get a sense for his
Look angry, sad, excited.
Horny.
He does not appear to be like threatening or you don't get bad vibes.
Okay.
We'll have to ask him. He's like, where? Where are you trying
Yes.
to take my doctor?
Show, help.
All right. Dr.
He's
Jones
gonna
will
consider it, and I'm totally gonna fail my curious check, and tell Ensign Peme to make sure that the 2 commanders stay safe, and I will accompany Dr. Jones to investigate.
Yep. As soon as he says help, she's like, all right, I'll go.
So Lorian and Doctor? head off?
Yes, she's not the doctor. She traveled with the doctor.
You are led through corridors and such for about 10 minutes, and you're led into a room which, Dr. Jones, you are able to sort of immediately identify as some sort of medical facility. Obviously, the
Ooh.
technology in this facility is in excess of that of the Federation, but it is undoubtedly a medical facility.
Oh, this is the original medical facility in this area
Interesting.
from the
I
people that
wonder,
built it.
since this is so far advanced, I wonder if you can figure it out and maybe like reverse their condition here.
Possibly.
That'd be awesome.
So this
So we can
apostate
accidentally
will
kick
sort of
off
point to
a,
the machines and say, "Work, fix," and he's pointing to his throat.
Okay. So what she's going to do is she's going to go start working with the medical equipment like the computer, the lab, and get as much information as she can to see what she can do for these people.
All right, you can give me a medicine roll. Actually, no, it's probably electronics operations medicine.
Okay. Well, it's the same amount. It'll be
Same.
15 as well.
Good thing we got the big brain crew here.
All right. After
Yeah, I think I'm the dummy with my IQ of 13.
poring over this stuff, it all seems to be functional in working condition. Obviously, it hasn't been turned on or used in a long time, but you feel that you should be able to operate it. And given the level of technology in this, you are confident that you can reverse the mutations that have afflicted these Covenant.
Ooh, so it's like some sort of cellular regenerator.
Regenerating their DNA and reversing the radiation effects.
So we're going to put them in someplace, and then like a column of yellow light will come out of their head and their hands, and they'll look completely different.
Yep. All right, cracks knuckles. So once she's figured everything out, she's going to look at the one who brought her here and say, I'm assuming you want to go first.
He will sort of gesture something which you assume is the affirmative, and will follow your whatever instructions.
Okay.
So if you tell him to lay down on the bed, he'll do that.
All right. So she'll do the thing.
Okay, give me a medicine roll.
Here it comes.
Yep. Here comes the critical fail.
And you turn him into a hideous monster.
I'm trying to get it. I get lots of 6s and 5s, but success by 2.
All right, so as you
That's why we
begin
have
to
big
operate
skills,
this
so we can absorb that.
wonder machinery, after about 15 minutes of regenerating, you start to see the coral-like substance that grows on these creatures' heads begin to grow on this particular apostate. And this process continues over the whole body, and eventually, after around about 30 minutes, you have completely reversed the effects, and you have a Covenant dude on the bed in front of you, wearing ragged, tattered clothes. The other apostate that are around seem to be excited and frightened at the same time.
It'll be fine. Everything will be fine.
Yeah. So she'll help him up and say, welcome back. And she'll say, can you talk to your friends and I can do this for the rest of them?
Or, and this might be an even better idea, if you have any physicians or medics or shamans, I don't know, maybe we can teach them how to do it.
I suppose if you have teaching, you could probably show them how to do it. It is just a matter of pushing buttons and doing the thing.
She does have teaching.
That is totally a skill I do not have.
So yeah, she'll ask him to pick out the ones who are like the scientists or the medics and go ahead and...
He will pick one. His language is still broken because obviously hasn't talked. So he basically manhandles one of the other apostates, directing him to the bed and indicating that they should lay down. The apostate will, and then I guess you go about showing how to operate the machinery while curing this individual.
Yep.
So give me a teaching roll.
Success by 3.
In similar fashion, after about 15 minutes, the coral-like substance begins to grow on the apostate's head, and within 30 minutes, all effects of the radiation mutation seem to have been reversed.
So that was a 30-minute process to start with.
Yes, so by this time,
So
You
after
guys are
the
about
first
you
done,
one
guys
was
are done.
we were done with the machine.
So we get that guy done after 30 minutes, moving on to the next one, and she'll just keep teaching and keep showing them the process.
So
Okay.
yeah, about the time she's starting the schooling, we're done with the machine in there, and or the power source, and I suppose at that point Dallas will end up back in that general direction to let them know how it went, and be utterly fascinated with the medical equipment.
Have I got you guys to make the science and engineering roll to fix it?
Yep.
Okay, I did. So, yes, you fix the machinery, and the flickering and fluctuating power and surges diminish and stop altogether. Jones and Lorian, you will notice that things seem to be, the lights in this place are no longer flickering, and you could assume that the others have done their job. All right. I assume, what's your plan now? Since those of you that are in medical are like 10 minutes away from the engineering.
Dr. Jones is a workaholic, so at this point, she is going to see this through. Even if at some point she turns over the operation to one of them and just supervises, she wants to see all of them cured. So she'll be working until
this
it's
will
done.
be, it becomes apparent to you that these aren't the only ones here. There are more, and it'll probably be a sort of a couple of days affair if you're going to sit here and do it all by yourself.
No, she's not going to do it by herself. She'll turn over and let the one she's teaching start running it, but she wants to keep an eye on things and see it through, basically.
Right. So we got the engineering thing repaired. Do we know how that? Now we need to figure out how we actually get back home.
Well,
You will have to go back
at
to
some
the
point going to
transport.
have to return upstairs.
Yeah.
Given the discourse amongst them, I suspect that even cured, if we bring any of the apostates up there to speak for themselves, they may not be well received. So we should probably let them know that that they've been treated. But
So can we find anything similar to like communication devices or
that's an
communication
interesting
systems
point.
here? We might be able to just call to that curate. Go, hey, we
Well,
fixed your stupid reactor.
Well, as
then
fate would have it,
at the GM,
that is not
I guess
required because it is about this time that a 2 dozen or so covenant bent on vengeance enter into this reactor room.
Okay, so where is everybody at this point? Have I rejoined the engineering section? Because there's no way I'm going to just sit there and watch
You
the
probably have.
medical thing.
You probably have, but the
Right.
doctor will be there by herself.
Right. Well,
but she's
crap.
made a bunch of new friends.
Amongst the 2 dozen covenant, you will see the high curate Huron. She is there, and she will shout, "False messengers!"
Well, he did tell you.
How fortuitous that you have arrived. We have finished repairing this, and we have also discovered a reasonably functional medical facility that has allowed us to heal your kinsmen, or at least begin the process of healing them.
She says, "Healed them of what?"
Radiation sickness, it would seem.
I would assume that none of the apostate are here at this point.
I don't know. That's
I guess
entirely
that
up to them.
depends on whether or not any of them are wandering around at this point.
I mean, we probably could use the one who was talking to maybe, for directions, like, hey, we're looking for something like this. Can you point us toward that sort of thing? But I don't know. If not, we can potentially, summon them.
You will also see that Balak is amongst them as well. She will
Hello.
shout,
Sorry about the escaping business.
"You are just false messengers. You should be eliminated. along with the apostate scourge, once and for all. Balak will say, "Wait, High Curate, I want to hear what they have to say." Balak will say, "What do you mean?" What was it, the term you said, brethren?
I think I used kinsman.
Kinsman.
Kinsman. What do you mean, kinsman?
One moment. Quick question. Will communicators actually still function here? Like,
Yes,
can I
they will.
actually call Dr. Jones? In which case, I'm going to call Dr. Jones and ask her to send the first guy, whose name I don't think the GM ever gave us, to
Well, he couldn't
join.
say his name.
That's true. He may not.
We gave him a name. He's Bob.
I
Chief
disapproved of the name Bob, but wait, why would Dallas think that? Dallas is also an alien. I just
That's true.
realized that Dr. Jones is the token minority because she's human.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, the captain is also human.
He's
so,
not here.
although he is not here at the moment.
Mm-hmm. So she'll, as soon as she hears that, she'll say, "Yes, Commander," and she'll turn to the guy and say, "Can you head back to where you found us? And I think they need your help with something."
He will comply
Well, he
and
would have
begin to
definitely
leave.
explained. He would have definitely, made sure that the guy is aware as well. Seems the covenant have shown up.
You're
But
concentrating.
so he will be aggressively blunt and straightforward as he's telling everybody everything. I just had a really funny thought. I should totally make a public speaking role, even though I aren't public speaking.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
what is? But
concentrating.
your comms are going all funny.
Yeah, you're roboting.
Balak will say to the High Curator, "I remember stories from my grandfather about the apostates. I want to hear what they have to say." And it's around about this time that the apostate that you sent back will emerge, and there is like shock on
Here he is.
people's faces.
Well, I mean, they're alien faces, as much as we could tell.
Okay, because we are running short on time, this situation will be resolved non-violently if you can make a diplomacy roll at -5, +1 because you managed to make an apostate speak, +1 because Balak was befriended by you guys, and +2 because you actually managed to reverse the effects. So diplomacy -1.
So not great odds, given that I'm the only one with the diplomacy at this point.
It would be 6 for me right now.
Yeah, that would suck. I am wondering if this is something that I can either get assistance on or potentially take extra time for, although I don't know if that's a thing.
I don't know how extra time would work in this situation, but
Assistance is kind of up to everybody else's ideas.
yeah, I'm open to suggestions.
My best social is leadership. I don't know if that would be
maybe
usable here.
Do you actually have public speaking?
I do not.
Oh,
I just checked,
that's
and
too
it's
bad.
like I would have a skill of it in 8 as an 8 right now.
Well, how about you roll your diplomacy and let's see if it's going to matter.
Well, there's always that. Here we go. Are the dice finally going to turn around on us? It's all nerves.
Damn it.
Look at that!
No, we're okay.
Look at you.
5-3.
All right, so with some negotiation and convincing,
You and the Gungans are a symbiotic.
Look,
oh,
we never
sorry.
said we were the messengers.
In
And
fact,
we did.
I
We were
insistently
brought here
said I
against
was
our
not.
will.
they will agree not to kill you, and their ideology is somewhat disrupted now that the apostates are just them. Let's see. All right, since you made peace with the apostates, I assume you'll wrap up and start heading back to the transport device.
Yeah, as soon as we can. We don't have any communications with the ship at this point.
Yeah, and
Should
it's been
probably see if they're
multiple
still in
hours.
orbit.
You can check and see that they are. You can zoom in on them and see that they are still in orbit.
Actually, I
So
wonder if they can transport us straight back to the ship.
no, you'll have to be transported back to the other room.
You guys have definitely been taking lots of scans with those tricorders, so that'll be fun.
Uh-huh.
Where's the... So this control room, when you arrive there, is working. Long story short, the Covenant will remain and continue doing their thing until the messengers or their gods will return. However,
I wish there's a way we could
Balak
keep contact.
has requested to travel with you, since Balak does not believe the story of or doesn't have the same faith in the story of the gods as the rest of the Covenant.
I have to point out that it's nearly unlikely or highly unlikely she'll be able to return here because, well, it would take us thousands of years, I think, to travel here normally.
Just to stick this in there before we depart, either with Balak or with anyone who's willing to listen to it. I want to take them over to the galaxy map thingy and show them Bacchus 4 and say, do you know what this place is about? And describe what we experienced there. It seems to be
Interesting.
related.
They will look at Bacchus 4 and Balak will shake her head. I do not know. I've not seen this before, but it looks like buildings of actually no, Bacchus 4 exploded,
Previous
didn't it?
mission.
Ah, crap,
Yes.
you're right. We may have to show recordings of it. Well, we can at
Either
least
way.
show the location.
That's like long lost history. So Balak doesn't know, but only tells stories of their home world, which was a beautiful aquatic world. So Balak will say, "Is that our home?"
No, it doesn't appear to have been aquatic at any point. It's pretty much a rock ball, but it did sort of suggest that there are more sites like this. And he'll make some guesses based on some of the star maps that he saw while we were in the control room and sort of say, I mean, this over here is a possibility, and that one.
Well, Balak is like wide-eyed and looking and wondering if that's their home, but of course you can't be sure.
Yeah, I mean, Lorian is willing to take her with us as long as she's aware that it's a one-way trip as far unless we can figure out some way to reproduce this transgalactic transporter.
Well, you might be able to control it from the other end.
Well, once we get there, we'll look at it and go, oh, hey, look, it's all working now.
Or
Well, you may be able to go back after all.
or the planet's going to blow up like the other planet did.
Or that.
So at this point, I just need to know: are you going to take Balak with? She agrees to go, given the risks that she might not be able to come back, but she wants to. She doesn't believe the God story, and doesn't feel like she has any purpose sticking around, waiting for their return. So she wants to leave and possibly find her home.
I mean, sure. As long as she's sure, then why not?
All right, so with a little bit of study, you guys will. Well, I assume you also picked up the Doctor, but the apostates are continuing their own regeneration. You will all step into the transport room, and like before, there is a flashing of light,
I hate transporters.
searing, burning pain. Then you appear in the control
It's going
room.
to be dead from the transport.
So you appear in the other room. However,
It's full of carnivorous slugs.
nope. Moments
Roly
after you
polies.
arrive in the same chamber that you left, you can hear and feel a powerful rumbling in the ground and cracks appearing in the walls.
Mhm.
I was joking about the planet exploding, okay?
I wasn't. Um, power surges from the transport seems to have caused an irreversible power surge that is likely to cause the entire structure to self-destruct.
And
I
we all
vote the
die.
next time we come to one of these sites, we not blow it up.
So are the slug things still out there?
Nope, they are gone.
We have to run.
So you will run. Everyone can give me a dodge roll. A failed dodge means you collect some falling rocks. Critical fail on the dodge roll might mean you die.
Oh, I still had marked as half move and dodge. Fix now. Yeah, that's gonna suck.
All right, so those of you that fail will suffer some injuries from falling rocks, and you will emerge onto the planet's surface, and you can see that the entire mountain behind you appears to be imploding on itself.
Yep. Breaking out that communicator and hoping like hell Lexington's still in orbit.
All right. Lexington here.
6 to beam up. Emergency.
All right, actually have a and you begin to beam up onto the Lexington. On your view screen, you will see that the mountain implodes, the ground begins to open up, and the whole planet begins to fold in on itself. And the planet is essentially ripped apart.
That's a fascinating grave site for Ensign Haverty.
Yeah, we were unable to recover him, sadly. Guess we probably ran right by his
He got eaten.
leftovers.
Well, that's irritating. I find myself growing tired of being at least indirectly responsible for planets blowing up.
You're 2 for 2 so far. Well done.
Well, gonna have to report this to Starfleet. I'm sure they're gonna love that.
All right. So in similar fashion, Admiral Banner Stoker, she requests to speak with you directly. She wants you to file all your reports, collect all your data, but do not send to Starfleet.
Right. So you said previously, I believe, I want to make sure this is correct. This is abnormal.
It is abnormal.
Okay. So
if you sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
But you do recall that Captain Ramus said that he, for now, he is going to toe the line. So
Commander Lorian is aggressively blunt, and he is going to flat out tell the Admiral that what she is ordering him violates standard protocol.
she will say, I understand, Commander, but this is a matter of high critical importance. This information cannot be divulged to Starfleet as there are other things happening behind the scenes that I cannot talk about just yet. As time progresses, and as needed, your captain and yourself and your crew will be updated by myself. Until then, I request that you follow my instructions and keep this data confined to the Lexington and myself, of course.
Yeah, I don't know how I don't know. Somebody who's a stickler for the rules, is it going to just go, yeah, you're going to have to provide a written instruction for this, that sort of thing, because she's technically not the direct chain of command.
She will say, I have run this by your captain, and your captain has agreed to maintain this secrecy for now.
With
I
respect,
suggest
Admiral,
that
the
you
captain is
follow
not
your
aboard. I am in command.
Well, I suggest you follow your captain's orders until he returns.
I will.
If you do
my
not
duty.
feel like you can do your duty, I'm sure that I can have you reassigned.
I will do my duty.
Thank you, Commander. All will be clear in due order.
I think he's going to probably discreetly reach out to Starfleet security.
Well, we will have to leave that till next time. Everyone,
She's acting highly illogical.
everyone, 2 points.
2 points. Shiny. Now the GM's desperately scrambling to get his outro thing up.
Already got it.
It's like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Any questions before we wrap it up?
Negative.
All right.
She's a changeling. I'm convinced of it.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. A few hundred years before changelings.
Eh.
All right. So if you're watching this and you have any questions, corrections, suggestions, or general hecklings, feel free to leave a comment here or find us on Discord. Please consider liking and subscribing to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Thank you for watching. Olympus out. Goodbye.
Bye.